You asked me why I'm doing all this. But even if I told you why, I doubt very strongly that the knowledge would change anything at all. But let's say that I take the time to explain it to you. What do you think would happen then?
I have nothing to say to you.
My goal is to fulfill the dream even Jiraiya Sensei was unable to achieve. As I said earlier, what I want is to create peace and bring about justice.
Create peace? Justice? Are you kidding? Give me a break! You killed my master! And my sensei! Hurt my friends! Destroyed my village! After all of the horrible things that you've done, don't you dare talk about peace and justice!
Then tell me, what is your goal?
First I'm gonna kill you! And then I'm gonna bring peace to the ninja world!
Oh, I see. That is noble of you. That would be justice. However, what about my family? My friends? My village? They suffered the same fate as this village at the hands of you, Hidden Leaf Ninja. How is it fair to let only you people preach about peace and justice?
What the hell are you talking about?
Once, the Land of Fire and the Hidden Leaf had grown too big. To protect their national interests, they forced feudal clans to wage war against each other, and profited from it. Otherwise, the people of the villages would have starved. As it happened, our little nation and its villages became the battlefield where the great nations waged their war. Each time they did, our nation was ravaged and laid to waste. After many such battles, the great nation stabilized, but our smaller nation suffered, and it barely recovered. You and I are both seeking the very same thing. We both want to achieve the peace that Jiraiya Sensei envisioned. You and I are the same. We're both motivated by our desire for peace and justice. The justice that I have delivered against the Leaf Village is no different from what you are trying to do to me. Everyone feels the same pain when losing something dear. You and I have both experienced that pain. You strive for your justice, and I strive for mine. We're both just ordinary men who have been driven to seek vengeance in the name of justice. And if one comes to call vengeance justice, such justice will only breed further vengeance and trigger a vicious cycle of hatred. Right now, we live in such a cycle. I know the past and can foretell our future. It is the same as our history. So we believe that human beings simply cannot understand each other, and they never will. The shinobi world of ours is ruled by hatred, and hatred alone. However, so Naruto, how would you confront this hatred in order to create peace?
The perfect being, you said? Well, I have to tell you the honest truth as I see it. In this world, nothing perfect exists. It may be a cliché, after all, but it's the way things are. That's precisely why ordinary men pursue the concept of perfection. It's infatuation. But ultimately, I have to ask myself, what is the true meaning of being perfect? And the answer I came up with was nothing. Not one thing. The truth of the matter is, I despise perfection. If something is truly perfect, that's it. The bottom line becomes, there is no room for imagination. No space for intelligence, or ability, or improvement. Do you understand? To men of science like us, perfection is a dead end, a condition of hopelessness. Always strive to be better than anything that came before you, but not perfect. Scientists agonize over the attempt to achieve perfection. That's the kind of creatures we are. We take joy in trying to exceed our grasp, in trying to reach for something that, in the end, we have to admit may in fact be unreachable. In other words, you may think that we operate on the same level, but you're wrong. The moment you started talking about perfection, you embraced an impossible concept, and it already lost to me. That is, of course, if you are indeed a scientist at all.
Are you afraid? It's over. You will die here. You will die all by yourself with no one to witness it. So I want to know, how frightened are you?
I am not. At all. You see, now I know that my friends came to rescue me. So right now, my heart is with them.
What nonsense. You're not scared because your friends have come for you? You can't be serious. You really think they can save you?
Absolutely.
Tell me, what is a heart? If I tore a hole in your chest, would I see it? If I split open your skull, would it be there? So let me ask you again, girl. Are you afraid of me?
No, I'm not afraid. Really, I'm not.
I understand. I see now. In the palm of my hand is a heart.
I know what it's like to lose. Feel so desperately that you're right. Yet to fail, nonetheless. It's frightening. Turns the legs to jelly. If I ask you, to what end? Dread it? Run from it? Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Death isn't kind. It's dark and black, and as far as you can see, you're all alone. There's no one else.
All alone?
Yes, but it's no different when you're alive, is it? No matter how many relationships we seem to have, we're all alone. I am, my mother is. And you are too. So was Misaki. Starting tomorrow, we're two of a kind.
It's not what you did, son, that angers me so. It's who you did it to.
Who? The fucking nobody?
That fucking nobody is John Wick. He once was an associate of ours. We called him Baba Yaga.
The boogeyman?
Well, John wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the one you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman. Oh, John is a man of focus, commitment, sheer will. Something you know very little about. I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil. With a fucking pencil. And suddenly one day he asked to leave. It's over a woman, of course. So I made a deal with him. I gave him an impossible task. A job no one could have pulled off. The bodies he buried that day lay the foundation of what we are now. And then my son, a few days after his wife died, you steal his car and kill his fucking dog.
Father, I can make this right.
Oh, how do you plan that?
By finishing what I started.
What the fuck? Did you hear a fucking word I said?
Papa, я все исправлю, пожалуйста.
Dios, my son. John will come for you. And you will do nothing because you can do nothing. So get the fuck out of my sight.
Harvey Dent never made it home.
Of course not.
What have you done with him?
Me? I was right here. Who did you leave him with? Your people? Assuming, of course, that they are still your people and not Monologes. Does it depress you, Commissioner, to know just how alone you really are? Does it make you feel responsible for Harvey Dent's current predicament? Where is he? What's the time?
What difference does that make?
Well, depending on the time, he may be in one spot or several.
If we're gonna play games, I'm gonna need a cup of coffee.
The good cop, bad cop routine.
Not exactly.
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. You can't feel the neck. See?
You wanted me. Here I am.
I wanted to see what you'd do. And you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
Those mob fools want you gone so they can get back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
And why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. No, you complete me.
You're garbage. You kills for money.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be. To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They need you right now. When they don't, they'll cast you out. like a leper. See, their morals, their code. It's a bad joke. If dropped at the first sign of trouble, they're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. Understand? You have all these rules, and you think they'll save you.
Who's in control? I have one rule.
Oh, then that's the rule you'll have to break to know the truth.
Which is?
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules. And tonight, you're gonna break your one rule.
I'm considering it.
No, there's only minutes left, so you're gonna have to play my little game if you want to save one of them.
Yeah.
You know, for a while there, I thought you really were a dent. The way you threw yourself after her. Look at you go! What does Harvey know about you and his little bully?
Where are they?
Killing is making a choice.
Where are they?
Choose between one life or the other. Your friend, the district attorney, or his blushing bride to be. You have nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your strength. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell you where they are. Both of them. And that's the point. You'll have to choose. He's at 250 52nd Street, and she's on Avenue X. That's just
The cure for cancer is, Eric.
What?
The cure for cancer. What is it?
I don't know what it is. But I know it's not killing and torturing people for your own sick fucking pleasure.
I've never murdered anyone in my life. The decisions are up to them.
Yeah, well, putting a gun to someone's head and forcing them to pull the trigger is still murder.
Since when is force a problem for you? Why are you so desperate to get your son back?
Because he's my son.
What's the last thing you said to him before you left him? It seems to me that the knowledge of your son's impending death is causing you to act. Why is it that we're only willing to do that when a life is at stake?
I've always loved my son. It's never changed.
No, it's changed now. You see, the knowledge of death changes everything. If I were to tell you the exact date and time of your own death, it would shatter your world completely. I know. Can you imagine what it feels like to have someone sit you down?
John Kramer?
And tell you that you're dying? The gravity of that. That the clock's ticking for you. In a split second, your world's cracked open. You look at things differently, you smell things differently. You savor everything, be it a glass of water or a walk in the park.
The clock is ticking, John.
But most people have the luxury of not knowing when that clock's gonna go off. And the irony of it is that that keeps them from really living their life. It keeps them drinking that glass of water, but never really tasting it.
You can still fix this, John.
Yeah, but can we fix you? I'm not fixable. I've had cancer.
You use cancer as an excuse for what you do.
No. The cancer isn't what started me in my work. It was the moment I decided to end my life that started me in my work and brought meaning to it. I had literally driven myself to suicide, and I had failed. My body had not been strong enough to repel cancer cells, yet I had lived through a plunge off a cliff. But to my alive. And I was determined to spend the rest of my days testing the fabric of human nature. Do you understand, Eric?
You had a chance to do something good right now, John. Just tell me where my son is. I'll help you.
I don't need your help, and I can tell you still don't understand. Those who don't appreciate life do not deserve life.
That's right. I am Kira. And what can you do? Kill me right here? Hear this. I'm not only Kira, but I am also God of the New World. Kira has become law in the world we now live. He's the one who's maintaining order. I have become justice. The only hope for mankind. Kill me? Is that really the right thing to do? Since Kira's appearance 6 years ago, wars have stopped, and global crime rates have been reduced by over 70%. But it's not enough. This world is still rotten. With too many rotten people. Somebody has to do this! And when I first got that notebook all those years ago, I knew I had to do it. No, I was the only one who could. I understood that killing people was a crime. There was no other way. The world had to be fixed. A purpose given to me. Only I could do it. Who else could have done it? And come this far? Would they have kept going? The only one who can create a new world is me.
In light of Mr. Shelton's economic means and his potential flight risk, the egregious nature of both Mr. Ames and Mr. Darby's deaths, the state requests that bail be denied, Your Honor.
Seeing as how you've waived your right to counsel, Mr. Shelton, do you have anything to say? Mr. Shelton? Do you have anything that you'd like to say, Mr. Shelton?
Yes, Your Honor. Should I stand?
Please.
Your Honor, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm just a regular guy. I am not a flight risk. And this is my first alleged offense. And the prosecution has not presented one single piece of evidence against me. Now, in these circumstances, unless the state has obtained some new piece of information relating to my involvement in the matter in question, then I find it highly prejudicial, even constitutionally offensive, to keep me detained without bail. It's a slippery slope, Your Honor. Haven't we seen the result of such violations both internationally and domestically? Case in point would be Dave v. McDonough, docket number 041325.
I am actually inclined to agree with you, Mr. Shelton.
Your Honor, Mr. Shelton has agreed to give us a full confession.
Has he given it, Mr. Rice?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then, in my opinion, the state has failed to establish a compelling basis for its motion, and I will grant bail in the amount
Your Honor, I would caution you not to do that. Thank you.
Excuse me?
No, I don't think I will excuse you. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You were about to let me go. Are you kidding me? This is why we're here in the first place. You think I don't remember who you are, lady?
I would tread carefully, Mr. Sheldon.
Well, how carefully should I tread? Because apparently, I just killed 2 people. And you were about to let me walk right out that door. How misguided are you? I feed you a couple of bullshit legal precedents, and there you go. You jump on it like a bitch and eat. You folks, you all hang out in the same
Mr.
little
Sheldon,
club.
you
and
will
every
be held
day
in
you let
contempt of this
madmen and
court.
murderers back on the street. You're too busy treating the law like it's a fucking assembly line.
One more time.
Any idea what justice is?
You are now
Whatever happened to right and
of
wrong?
court.
Jesus Christ! Whatever happened to right and wrong? Whatever happened to the people?
Bail denied.
Whatever happened to
Bail
justice?
denied.
And I bet you take it up the fucking ass, bitch.
Bailiff.
I see you later, Nick.
Insanity. This, my dear viewers, is maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to listen to uncensored media for a few minutes. What I have to say is very important. I had to kill a lot of people, and I will get myself killed to get on your television. I made the decision to value your interests higher than my life. I want to make you wake up and change. But before I tell you what I think you should do, I want to give you the facts. And I mean it, the facts. The NSA tapes every single phone call, email, and text on Earth. People like Snowden or Assange, who give us much-needed information to protect democracy, get hunted and prosecuted by the U.S. government. The U.S. government is funded by the rich and likes to keep people in the dark, ignorant, and on the brain level of children. They make sure people are busy, making money to survive, to take care of their family, their house, their lawn. They want people thinking they are free and have a choice and can do whatever they want, but they can't. The people that are representing you are bought and paid for to keep you stupid in your small, stupid little world. The Iraq War was a crime. Powell, Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld lied to the United Nations and the rest of the world. Saddam had no weapons of mass destruction, and he had nothing to do with Al-Qaeda. But we know our friends, the Saudis, financed the 9/11 attacks. But because of their oil, we don't do anything against them. Instead, we send soldiers to die in countries that have nothing to do with domestic terror attacks. Why didn't Obama file charges against the Bush government? Bush cost the taxpayers hundreds of billions and committed war crimes. Why is Obama not doing anything about that? Because he is also paid and a member of the club. More migrants got deported under Obama than under any other president. Why didn't he close Guantanamo Bay, where prisoners sit without charges, evidence, proof, or a court case for over 13 years now? He did not veto the detainee provisions in the National Defense Authorization Act, which codify the indefinite detention of people, including Americans, without trial. We have a constitutional crisis in the United States. We now have a rogue state. It is a violation of international law, a violation of Magna Carta that goes back 800 years of what our sense of justice means. Obama should be charged for that, and he should go to jail. Speaking of jail, the USA has 5% of the world's population and 25% of the world's prisoners. People go to jail because they have 10 grams of cocaine in their pockets. Half of the prisoners are in jail for drug possession, and more than half of them are black. Why does this absurd situation not get changed? I'll tell you why. Because Washington gets paid to keep it going by the prison industry lobby. Why don't the rich pop stars and film stars and white stockbrokers who use speed and cocaine and ecstasy every day get thrown in jail? Why? Because you are above the law. If you are rich, you watch Spielberg's Lincoln movie and you actually think the Civil War happened to free the slaves, so the billionaire Spielberg makes you even dumber. And they will make sure that that movie will be screened in schools and in TVs nonstop forever. But the reality is that every war was about money, and the stupid people must die because the elite decided it. You sit in front of reality TV every day to kill your time, and you think you are up to date because you watch Anderson Cooper and other empty balloons without their own opinion. How you look doesn't matter. Brands don't matter. Drugs don't matter. This is all created to keep you stupid. The free press, TV, Hollywood movies, schools, universities, and religion are all opium for the masses, as Karl Marx would say. I want to make you wake up and change. I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags, and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them. from the first tree that you can find. We need a cleanse, people, okay? We need a reboot. We need to destroy that system, but I cannot do this work alone. I need you now. I need you now. We need to do this together. Okay, so I thank you in advance for your help. Thank you.
I was on my own, wandering aimlessly from place to place.
This is... flower from before. Why are you blooming in a place like this? How come you won't answer me, huh? Oh, so you're going to ignore me too, then? Who cares anyway? It's not like anyone will see you here.
That will do. Maybe, just maybe, there is no purpose in life. But if you linger a while longer in this world, you might discover something of value in it. Like how you discovered that flower. Or how I discovered you one fateful night. Come, it's time to go.
That's what Lord Orochimaru said to me that day. But people are born for a reason. That's what I think. They have something they're meant to do with their lives. And I am no different. I was put on this earth to protect Lord Orochimaru and his ambitions.
I came to talk to you, Will, because I found a treatment for my cancer that I think holds a lot of promise. But my requests for coverage have all been turned down.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that if I came and explained it to you, that you might be able to get that overturned for me.
Well, the buck stops here, John. Fire away.
Okay. This is a doctor in Norway. He's got a 30 to 40% success rate with gene therapy. He injects what he calls suicide genes into cancerous tumor cells. Then an inactive form of a toxic drug is administered in it.
I'm familiar with the therapy you're talking about.
Right. And a new trial's starting. He's looking for new patients, and he seems to think that I'm the perfect candidate.
John, if your primary physician, Dr. Gordon, thought you were a suitable candidate, he would have pursued it.
Dr. Gordon is a specialist. You know, he's making money on his specialty. He's not a thinker. I mean, the man has his hand on the doorknob half the time that I'm there.
I'm going to be straight with you. At your age, and with the development of your cancer, it's simply not feasible for Umbrella Health.
Wait. What's not feasible? By whose mathematical equation is this not feasible?
It's policy, John. It's policy. And if you go outside the system and seek out this treatment, which has been deemed ineffective, you will be in breach of policy, and you will be dropped from coverage completely. I'm sorry.
Did you know that in the Far East, people pay their doctors when they're healthy? When they're sick, they don't have to pay them. So basically, they end up paying for what they want, not what they don't want. We got it all ass backwards here. These politicians, they say the same thing over and over and over again. Healthcare decisions should be made by doctors and their patients, not by the government. Well, now I know they're not made by doctors and their patients or by the government. They're made by the fucking insurance companies. Piranha.
John, please. If you do this, you'll be on your own, and the subsequent cost to you will be staggering.
Don't talk to me about money. I have money. This is about principle. You see, Will, this is my life we're talking about. You remember?
What about Jill's life? How's she gonna be taken care of when you're gone?
Let me worry about Jill.
The type of cancer you have is malignant and inoperable.
That rolled off your tongue real smooth.
Even if the treatment works, the cancer will return eventually. It's an unwinnable battle.
That was even smoother. As a matter of fact, that was downright slick. You think it's the living that will have ultimate judgment over you, because the dead will have no claim over your soul. But you may be mistaken.
Everybody living now. Everybody fucks. Everybody living now. Everybody sucks. Everybody living now. Everybody cries. Everybody living now. Everybody dies. It's a non-stop disco, make cheese, the bisco, make you didn't know. Non-stop disco, make cheese, the bisco, make you didn't know. Non-stop disco, bet you didn't know, bet you didn't know. Non-stop disco, bet you didn't know, bet you didn't know, bet you didn't know. Everybody living now. Everybody fucks. Everybody living now. Everybody sucks. Everybody living now. Everybody dies. Everybody living now. Everybody cries.